Martha. Yeah. And good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon. I just realized not everyone watches it in the morning. Yeah. So at whatever time you're watching this video, good that time. Yeah, this is Kumabanda here. For those that don't know, wanawaita huku Kumabanda, Matuga Kumabanda. I'm also still wondering right huku Kumabanda, tewali Mabanda at all. But wayinzoba wabanga wa Mabanda. And probably that's why they call this place Kumabanda. So these are about 26 kilometers from Kampala. Yeah. Now I'm mentioning the distance, making sure I mention the distance because I'm going to have a factor of distance in whatever I say today, and I don't want the people in Matuga to be offended. Yeah, but I hope you guys are doing well. Today is day number 16 in the month of February, which means we just add these 16 days to the 31 days. And you know what that means? It would have been 41 plus 6 makes it 47. Yeah. And yeah. So 47 days in the year of 2023. Remember mwaka kuli mwenda mu 365 zokka. Bwe tuba tutambuzako ennaku reda 47. It definitely means that tukutambuza. 365, we have already done 47. It means we have 300 and something. Ennaku obutono tuno wabugwamu ate. Tunagenda okumalako February nga nabo tukubyettale nga tusigaze ennaku 3. Now 300 days look like they are too many, but as an adult I've realized that time actually flies too fast. Obudde bulina engeri gye budduka. I remember when I was 22, I used to say oyo guy alina emyaka 26 mukulu, and before I knew it I was 26. Now when I was 26 I looked at guys that were 30, and I would say but and then I was 30 and I wasn't rich, and as I speak I'm more than 30 years. Because time, the moment you start fending for yourself, time actually flies too fast. So I just thought I should remind us of which cars that we should avoid buying. Good morning, Joseph. Which cars we should avoid buying, because you have done the math. You have done the math thoroughly. Good morning, Mr. Kafero. Thank you for the WhatsApp. Already in my live. You have done the math thoroughly well. I'll tell you this. Remember how I told you Nagura Ipsam nga engineer mubaf, and I made a profit off of it. I went with my mechanic to see that Ipsam, and we did the math on all angles, and we realized that on all angles emorokeyo yali egatta ate era yagatta. So okujjako nga you have done the math on all angles, one of the cars you should not buy is a car with a faulty engine. And by faulty I don't mean faulty, because there are cars that I've told people jigure, because it made sense. Faulty I mean an engine that doesn't work. Nebakugamba tekola yetaaga kusiba mu busibi simanya teyaka yetagamuko wakawayari emmoroka kasiteba nga teyaka. Don't buy it. Don't buy a car that has an engine that should we say that does not ignite. Emmoroka etayaka. Emmoroka etayaka. Oluzungu baba bakyogera bati kati jeke wamusinga nyamba ku luzungu abayinginiya. Emmoroka kasiteba nga teyaka togigula gyesonyiwe, because it might be more trouble than you think. I've told you time and again. Emmoroka bweba teyaka, a number of things can be wrong. One, the engine might be very faulty. Engine eyinza oba yakuba yo nga yo, eyinza oba nga yeekwata, okay, nga it doesn't crank. I don't know if that's the language that the mechanical engineers will use. It doesn't crank, and crankshaft tekyuka. Okitegeera, emmoroka kasiteba nga teyaka, the engine eyinza okuba nga yeetaga ssuula mu kasasiro. Okay? Two, eyinza okuba nga computer yafa nga ne computer yabula. I'll tell you a story. There is a time bantwala okugula akamoroka ka bank. Oli yeewola sente ne zimulema, then I think ate emmoroka neekwata omuliro. So I reached this car. It was a Suzuki Escudo, the new model, very hot cake, and they were selling this car to me at 6 million. It was a UAQ. Now a UAQ of the Suzuki Escudo new model, if it's moving at that time would be 10 million. It seemed like it was a bargain. Nenzija ngokebere emmoroka eyo nga computer teriimu, nga computer baagibbamu. Now the first thing I of course had to check was, where can I buy a computer? Kitegeera, where can I buy a computer? And I made calls Kiseka Market, Bwaise, Kuchebwaise, waliwo batema emmoroka, and I can tell you all those guys didn't have that computer. And nga ne bwe baali badde bagirina ali badde miliyoni ng'emu n'ekitundu. So 6 million plus 1.5, that would make 7.5. But emmoroka yali yakwata omuliro nga dashboard yonna yajja. Okay, half of the dashboard. All the tires were new, the body was new, the interior apart from the dashboard was new. You get. But the fact that Kuchebwaise, the computer wasn't there, Kiseka Market, the computer wasn't there, Ndeba, the computer wasn't there, that for me meant that I would be stuck with the car with the hope of getting a buyer to give me more than the 6 million I inserted. But nobody is going to buy a car that doesn't turn on. A tire car, I don't know. Nobody is going to buy a car from you, a tire car. Kitegeeza naawe okujjako nga you have done the math thoroughly well, that you have inspected every corner of that car. First of all, that Suzuki Najibaranga, it needed what we call full wiring. It needed a very good wiring person to rewire everything. Which take it. Then ngule computer. Now, if the computer wasn't in the country, that meant I had to probably send for it, buy it from eBay, hi Chris, buy it from eBay or something. And me buying that computer from eBay meant that probably I would spend about 2.5 if I were able to find it, or probably send someone to buy it from me from Dubai or China. Which take it. It wasn't very clear for me, and that's one reason why I did not buy that Suzuki Escudo. Now probably someone went and bought it. That car omutemi yali badde agigula miliyoni nga 3 kuba yali ekyalinnamu. Kati abatemi emmoroka ezimu tulina zirekera abatemi lwa nsonga. Omutemi abala ebintu bya mirundi ebiri, as long as the car has a logbook. Okay, if the car has a logbook, now omutemi asobola n'otunda akayumba. Someone might have that same car with a very bad frame, very bad body, and then this mutemi sells them this kayumba, which take it because it even has a logbook and all. So all this person has to do is actually take this car, take it with the logbook, you say engine, take engine, and then everything will be okay. But me, at the time, that's why I'm telling you, the math has to make sense. That's the number one category of cars you should not be buying. Okay? Emoroka kastebanga bokuba ekisunzo bwoti tenaga mu kisaawa ne bweberaga mu kisaawa naye nga teyaka. You need to ask yourself one question. Ye nanyiniyo talina sente zaawa makanika kugikole yake alyoka gikuzenga bweri. The moment you see people selling cars nga bagamba buy as is oba buy in as is condition, wemanya kati awaliwo tagali okitegeera wabaawo obuzibu, and you don't want to be the person that buys a problem car. You want to buy a car that starts. Besides, toli musuubuzi, toli makanika, the morning October. Okitegeera, nze bwe nagula Ipsam era yali yingini ng'eri mu bbaafu, twagitunuulira because I wasn't a technical person, my mechanic was a technical person. We went and looked at all the parts of that engine because it was open. Nga piston ziri eno, crankshaft ziri simanya bikoze bitya, and we looked at everything and everything was there. And then we did the math and my mechanic said, okay, tusobola ogizaawo tetwetaaga na lunaku. Okitegeera, when they told us kyali kibalemye okukola, it looked like it would be simple. Ne tubala n'okubala ne bweneeba etulemye okuzaawo, this is how much you'll have to insert to get another one, another engine. So as long as the logbook checked out and all. So the guy n'agituguze million esatu nemuwaka million 2.5. And apparently we had a logbook gyaina yali fake, so I did not give him any more money. And emaliriza nga chips amwe ekyo nkiguze million 2.5. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so kakati emoroka etayaka okujjako nga obaze math, don't buy it. That's the first category of car, of a car you should not buy. The next car you should not buy, kasita otuuka ku mmotoka nga the paperwork is not clear. If the paperwork is not clear, ogituuseeko ate bakugamba alina logbook, ate simanya akyali Mbale oba ali Jinja, naye gwe gitwale logbook ejja kugyekusanga okujjako nga you know the person you're buying this car from and you trust them, of which majority of the time, personally, never trust anyone. Don't even trust your own brother, because I've seen people ripped off by their own brothers. I have been telling you stories when I was building in Kasangati. Guy yatukuzanga cement wa muganda we, you know, nga Martha bwana aleta muganda wa mukumire ku site ye, nenga gwalesa mukumire ku site nga bazimba yatukuza cement. At that time the bag of cement was about 23,000, and the guy would sell us a bag of cement at 15. You get what I'm saying? So the brother was selling us the cement. So if a brother can compromise the quality of your house, just imagine if a brother is going to be given 1 million shillings. So when a car has paperwork that is not clear, I would totally advise you against buying that car. That's why in the Botuba to Moroka, and a certain aspect of paperwork doesn't check out. At that time, broker because ujja kusanga emoroka ngerikoba broker nga 10 nga buli broker agenda lyako emitwalo 3 naye ng'egye 3, it's the 30k is between him, his family, and having lunch and supper that day and the next day. So if you're stopping a person, a buyer, from buying a car, they'll almost eat you. This thing almost happened when we were buying Ernest's Spacio, because something did not check out and I wanted it to check out. They almost ate me, but I said no, we are not paying for this car until this checks out. And then until it checked out, and I made sure that okay, even if these guys don't do this for us, at least we know the person who legally owns the car, and she promised she would help us at any time. And that's the only time I told Ernest, now you can pay. You get. So for me, as long as any aspect of the paperwork doesn't check out, I don't buy a car. Actually, you see how I always tell you, buy a car that is in the new logbook system, only the white logbook. I would actually rather buy a car that has a green logbook, knowing that I'm going to spend about 500,000 on the transfer process, knowing that it's clear. Which again, okusinga okugula the white logbook naye nga tebiri clear. And if you did not know, even those white logbooks, by the way, bazifera. So I probably did not tell you the reason why I did not pay the Ipsam guy mumalayo. Yagenda yangamba emoroka logbook eri. Of course, I called the person who was in the logbook. Zinangamba jakunkoira transfer. So at that time, I knew I did not even need the logbook this guy was going to get. But he told me that the original logbook was in Busia. So I told him, okay, I'll give you the balance when you bring the original logbook. So he took a bus, went to Busia, and when he brought the logbook, me, I went to my URA guy. And the logbook was fake. And I told him, Omanyi, nandi kusibino kusiba na isijja kusiba. Okay? Kati tukoze tutya nangamba Omanyi, ezo sente zoyina zisigazi. Wakitegeera, because I did not look him up. His logbook was fake. And that's how I paid 2.5 for it, the Ipsam. So don't buy a car. The problem is, yagenda okuleta logbook nganze moroka mazeno jikanike yaka. Yali emulemi okwakisa ngitambula n'okutambula. So ideally I would have told him to give me my 2.5 and nyongere ne million, which money he did not have, because one of the reasons why he sold me the Ipsam was because he did not have extra money to put in the car. Okwongera okugiterezo gikanika makanika be bali bamulidde ng'emoroka ebalemi kati nga talina sente ziwa makanika ate mulala makanika moroka eyo. Yes, good morning Charles. Wakitegeera. So he did not have extra money to pay me. That's how he forfeited. I think the balance would have been about like a 1 month. Nakandekera akaze yako. So don't buy a car that has any area of paperwork that does not check out. Wakitegeera. And that's probably one way you need to pay like 400,000 that other charges you for pre-purchase inspection. Wakitegeera. Now, of course, there are people that call me ne bangamba Arthur tuwe namba ya guy wa URA ankeberereko wano. Bonsanga mu mudu yange nungi njikuwa na kukebera naye botansanga mu mudu mungi sijja jiku, because you're skipping. You're supposed to give me 400,000. That's how we support each other. Neka tozi mpadde ogenze wegulide munoka ate oyagala okole byenkola. Okitegeera era abantu abamu ba URA guy abasabye emitwalo 35 bakeberera. Why? Because there is what we call the value chain. The value chain is how we deliver value. Okitegeera, in the value chain of car buying, I am in the process wano makati wano mu pre-purchase inspection. That's my part in the value chain, and in that part, my URA guy also has a part. My mechanic also has a part. My car, the Corolla, also has a part. Which together, so you're skipping some of the parts in the value chain because you want to save money. So ideally, I would advise that now if now you are a guy, yeah. So don't buy a car that has paperwork that doesn't check out at any moment. Okujjako ng'ogiguze oba naawe ogenda kugitema, you get, oba ogenda kukissawako abaana bakizanyiremu. They will not need a logbook because you're going to put it on the car carrier, put it at home, but abanibo bakizanyirengamu. But don't buy a car that has paperwork that doesn't check out. I will tell you one thing: a car that has paperwork that doesn't check out, URA gets it at any moment. Bagenda jitona baji parking eri ku URA tojja kuddamu kukiraba. That's one thing you need to understand. And by paperwork I mean everything. If the engine was changed and it wasn't changed in the logbook, my brother, you're going to buy a car that URA will impound. Okitegeera woligwa mu kiddo kya IOV nga bakebera if the engine and all those things check out, bajja impounding emboloka eyo. if the chassis marker was tampered with, because those guys bamanyi okugula obuyumba obulala obagula obuyumba obulala ne bakyusa ka chassis marker akabadde mu kali akayumba ne bakaleeta munange loole teri balance naye bazivuga bo tebalina buzibu ate even the traffic police doesn't care about it, but in a way yinza oba tekyamye nnyo, but olaba this guard the guard kagadi kakyamyemu nako kayinza otulaga ng'ekyamye naye ng'ate tekyamye. Kagadi ako kayinza oba yali alina kye yakubye nga dda reverse naye nga yo ekyamyemu naye si nnyo, but that would be the suspension system. Good morning Central Forex. Mr. Arthur, Ipsam Picnic, not common on Ugandan road. It's a 2.4cc, and I don't think it makes sense for anyone to drive a 2.4cc in Ipsam. You imagine yourself driving an Ipsam of 2.4cc, so banga avuga hari yakawundo or Mark X. But also maintaining the Ipsam Picnic is not as easy as maintaining the normal Ipsam. And the Ipsam Picnic, with all the expenses, doesn't give value for money. That's the other challenge, and probably that's why it's not common on Ugandan roads. Actually, Martha wanted to drive it because Chimene, Chirabika Bulungi, China curves. It's the curvy Ipsam. But no. You're Mujeson you. Ejja kunywa amafuta ate otuko gitunanga teri agigula nga buli omu agigulako million 2.8 wagigule million 5 oba 6, you get. So ideally you should just buy the old Ipsam. You buy the old Ipsam erabika bulungi, you will enjoy it, because the old Ipsam is 2.0. kumpi kyekimu ne Primoza 2.0, and majority of Primos on the road right now are 2.0. Yeah. So tugambye the two categories, togula moroka etayaka, ekyokubiri togula moroka nga paperwork doesn't check out. Okay? Then I normally tell you guys, don't buy cars that are more than 35 kilometers from Kampala Central Business District. That's why I talked about the distance of Matuga to Kampala. Now the reason why I tell you not to buy cars that are more than 35 kilometers from Kampala is because katika nkamba bulire bamakanika be Matuga mbalina n'ebintu ebimu tebabimanyi ne spare y'omutaliyo. One of the reasons why I fix my car from my office is because Kiseka market is just a stone throw away. Okitegeera, and spare, most of the good spare ali Kiseka oba mu Mbeera. Okitegeera, kati 35 kilometers from town ojja kwesanga nga spare taliyo, nga ne bwaba gyali abagula spare abeeyo mu kyalo bagula fake ebiseera ebisinga. Not all the time, but majority of the time they buy what is affordable for them, or they buy what their market can afford. Ngera bolaba abantu abasubuzi be Kampala nti baba basubula ebintu ogiraba Laurent Emanti tekyamye nnyo, kana akantu ke yakubye kano ke katulaga ng'ekyamye nnyo. Yeah, so I'm guessing you see what I'm saying. Emmotoka z'omukyalo eba makanika baba tebamanyi bulungi, and it's not their fault. The more you do something, the more experienced ekikomera ekyo kiraba kinkuba oba tayireze nkadde bazijjawa. The more you do something, the better you get at it. That's why I think normally they tell us find one job and concentrate and become good at it, and then probably become the best at it. Kati bamakanika b'omukyalo abo balaba emmotoka ze basinga okukanika loole, because lorries are everywhere. You give them cars like ours, zino zi Corolla, and the things you ebanyi okukanika ate nga nabyo tebabimanyi bulungi, bushi, okitegeera. Ate nga nabyo kiba kizibu omuntu oyo okukolera ekintu ekyamaanyi. the brakes they put in our cars abo abantu bo mu kyalo bannange, you'll be surprised. Okitegeera. If I went there, I would get the damage. I think I should go and get my damage there because you look never a very ham babiri. I think they can actually chikomera chari ham. They look really nice. Chikomera. Atobo onyene rangi. Obo onyene rangi by the way. Fubwe kwatanga musimuulako. Yeah. So, don't buy a car that has been tampered with. Don't buy a car that doesn't turn on. Don't buy a car that is more than 35 kilometers from town. Check out Nakasero Tile Center. They sell them at cheap price. Oh, okay. Morning clip films. Morning cancel. Yeah. So, emotoka eri mu kyalo muzirekera abasuubuzi. Of course, you can sometimes buy that car from the village because n'abasuubuzi bwe bazigulayo agireta n'agiparkinga mu bondi. That's why I normally tell you guys, emotoka z'omu bondi obwo bw'emmoloka enkadde muzeesonyiwe, mujja kutomera because a guy goes to the village ayinza okugenda erukunjiri eyo n'agulayo ekimotoka kye ekipusaamu kye n'akigulayo miliyoni ze 3 n'akireeta n'akiparkinga mu kabondi n'ayoza. They know how to wash. Those guys wash. Kati, most of you guys have realized you want to buy cars that have very nice interiors. So those guys in those old car bonds, they wash. They make the interior very smart. Kati no guy we gari kyakola kiri very dangerous. Moroke ekyasobola okusiba abruptly n'ayakika omutwe. It feels like what he's doing is safe, but he's going too close to that lorry. So emoroka ez'omu kyalo ezo zitera okuba n'ebizibu ebyenjawulo. Ebizibu ebimu ebyengenda okugamba wiring. Abantu makanika b'omu kyalo bayiiya nnyo. Whenever something dies, you remember when they have been telling us that olwala ebiseera ebisinga the doctors treat the symptoms, they don't treat the real sickness. Olwala omutwe bajjanjaba mutwe tebajjanjaba kiriise mutwe. Okitegeera beba makanika b'omu kyalo. Makanika b'omu kyalo balubu bwevaako n'ekuba ne bajja ne balaba nga fuse ekubye. Tebanoonya lwaki fuse ekubye. Bakwata akawaya ne bateeka ku fuse ne bazzaamu. Okitegeera bwe basanga nga waya zaakutuka tebanoonya lwaki waya zaakutuka, banoonya waya ne bayisaamu waya endala ne bazzaayo. That can be very dangerous for us that drive in town. Okitegeera kitandiba ekikyamu ennyo. Kati by the time you buy that car from the village, you bring it to Kampala. Actually, Emma, now that we are close, sigamba nti yakyamye nnyo. Naye kano akantu kano akakyamye mu sides akulaga nga ekyamye nnyo. You get what I'm saying? By the time you bring that car here, baba bagiyiiya nnyo wiring nga bagijjako original. Now in all honesty, singa kibadde kisoboka waliguze ekiwaya ekipya. Now ekiwaya kyeŋŋamba nti kiwaya, it's that wire that has multiple wires. It comes from the ECU, or what we call the computer. It goes to the various fuse boxes, then it goes to the engine, then it goes to wherever it takes power. Okitegeera ekyo ekiwaya ekyo ebiseera ebimu ojja kwesanga olina okugula ekiwaya kye ate teba kiseera kya mitwalo nga 3-35. Okitegeera. In fact, omuntu yenna ayina nga alina emmotoka ng'emutawaanya nnyo ku wiring, I would advise agende agula ekyo ekiwaya ekipya. Kiri ekiwaya kyonna emmotoka bajambula ne bajjamu ezo waya zonna nga wezibadde zitambula ne baleeta kiri ekiwaya ekipya ne bakiteekamu. Kati bwe bakiteekamu ne bakiteekamu nga bwe kirina okuba nga kiri ku original. If your car is giving you a lot of trouble, that would be what I would advise. I think it's left shock absorber. It's only the guard. Let's see your Emma. Yeah, so wiring oyatera okuba omubi. Then ekirala ekibeera ku mmoloka z'omu kyalo, emmoloka z'omu kyalo bamakanika abasiba yingini z'omu kyalo. Omanyi bamakanika b'omu kyalo eyo beetetenkanya I told you emmotoka yange yakola kasaka kerere kali nga ndi on Hoima Road yongeye waba Emma nengende netuyibirako kagaraja awo tulabe what's wrong makandika wabona omukono ekubye omukono like ekubye emikono ng'ebiri yingini ekubye era ojja kuba wa mukisa bwe kutuusa Kampala but the engine hadn't blown okitegeera it's just the oil pressure wasn't proper so it wasn't enough to get to the cylinder head so it's the cylinder head that was actually making the noise okitegeera in fact when we worked on the oil pressure issue the engine has never done that again okitegeera so bamakanika b'omukyalo tebamanyi kati omuntu bw'aba abeera mu kyalo yingini eyo neekola akakato okimanyi nti bagenda musumuluza yingini batandika ogikanika byeteetaga kanika kati gw'ova eri ojja ogule ng'emmotoka baagisumula byetalina kusumulula olumu egaanya okkola bagiguza ebipirapipira bwe bagamba mbu pulaaga omanyi batetenkanya bamakanika b'omukyalo abo bwe bakugamba nti pulaaga bwe bagamba simanya koyiro simanya zaabaaki naye ng'amazima gali nti baakola ki mmotoka baagyonoona nga beefuula abakanika and this happens in all villages and by village I mean 35 kilometers or more from Kampala and besides emmotoka ne bw'eba ebeera 35 kilometers from town naye ng'etambula buli lunaku nejja Kampala ng'eyange eyo eba igenda kuba mmotoka nnungi teri muntu avuga mmotoka n'agireeta mu kibuga buli lunaku nga nfu taliiyo okitegeera but emmotoka ng'ogenda gigula katugeze ogenze Masaka yetambulira mu Masaka mwokka of course kati naye Masaka lyokuba makanika abategeera mukko okitegeera but naye era batetenkanya nnyo bananze nali nguze ku mmotoka ey'e Masaka nali nguze ku mmotoka ey'e Mbarara nali nguze ku mmotoka ey'e Mbale okitegeera ezo emmotoka z'omukyalo bw'oba osobola zeesonyiwa ogula emmotoka eri mu kibuga mu Kampala wakati okitegeera nga bw'otambulako olaba n'ez'ekiraza ennyini zimanyi okuba envundu twagenda okulaba Alteza Nkira nga Alteza nvundu naye nga nnyini yose bagamba atuna miliyoni 9 ne mutunuulira nti okitegeera so we have already said don't buy a car that doesn't turn on a tire car don't buy a car that has been tampered with paperwork nga taguka tamalaayo then don't buy a car that is 35 kilometers or more from the Kampala Central Business District okitegeera kakati eno bagiyita Toyota Fielder gye nabadde mbagamba gy'osobola ofuna mu miliyoni nga 15 eyo that's the old model that's the Fielder that is almost like my car ekitwawula ye shape we have the same engine we have the same interior okitegeera everything else is the same actually we share the spare with that Fielder so kati akafielder okalabako osobola ofuna mu miliyoni nga 15 kati ekyo yinza ogifuna mu miliyoni nga 13 and the only reason eri mu bbeeyi eyo is because it's a Fielder it's a hot cake but ideally that should not be that expensive mwekweye enamba naye kati eyo bajja giguze miliyoni bayayuze miliyoni nga 13 14 because it's a Fielder ate mwe abantu mwe abagula amammotoka mumuziwa ebbeeyi by demanding kati eno gy'oyagala Emma yagifuna naye ogiraba omupiira bwe gutambula obubi that's the rim it needs to be balanced. Morning Brian yeah so emmoloka endala gye saagala ogule ng'ogenda okugula emmoloka mu katayi togula emmoloka erimu accident history don't buy a car with accident history nti yagwamu ekigo emmoloka bweba yagwamu ekigo gyesonyiwe why because gwani agenda ogigulako abantu bamanyi ozikebera kati okitegeera emmoloka erimu ekigo gyesonyiwe ojja kunoonya gw'ogiguza nga tomulaba I don't know if I'm clear ojja noonya gw'oguza emmoloka eyo gwe nga tomulaba because buli anajja n'agikeberako erimu ekigo erimu ekigo erimu ekigo nga teri agigula kati abantu benguze nabo emmoloka bombadde mbalaga how to check okebera mu mpaji zonna empaji you see you check basically the frame to see that it has not been tampered with. The frame should not look like it has been hammered at any moment. Okay, that's one reason for you to know that the car has no accident history. Okay, the frame, you look at the roof of the car. Okay, you look at you see this dividing frame. Wano makati genzi in ebbiri. Wano ngewali omuto gw'omaaso we gutuula ekyesigamwako we kibeera. You look there to okakasa nti bagololangawo. Then you also need to look in the front. Okakasa nti maaso awo akayinda ako nako tebakakwata. Of course there are people abagezi nti yagitomeza n'agigwira nose cut. What they call a nose cut is that front part that the car has gotten an accident, but then the owner is sharp enough to go and buy a full nose cut n'agiteekawo. Okay, obviously you will miss that if it was a nose cut, but if it was properly done you will miss it. I don't think I would miss a car that has been done a nose cut, because there's a motor accident so I don't think I would actually miss it. So don't buy a car that has accident history. First of all, it will not be as comfortable, because if it's visible that it has had an accident history, then trust me, it will not be comfortable. As long as you can see it, it will always stick in your mind that okay, this car has accident history. Tejja kuba comfortable at any moment. Nanti ka budget nkugambye million 15 ofune eyo model enkadde ya fielder okitegeera ng'osobola okwongeramu bayo fielder bagiseera. Yeah, so don't buy a car that has accident history, because ejja kumenya kebe moroka kikebere fielder ng'ogifa ema bw'ogisanga nga yagwamba nange kakalina ako kannyumira mukalaba kalina obukoonakoono obunyumira. Finishing bamukoze bulungi wadde tebannasiiga langi, but the person that did that finishing did a good job. Yeah, unagenda kukola sente kuba bwa apartment buli mu kibuga bwoba bwa apartment, but it looks like it's going to be a hotel of sorts. Yeah, so I may change munange nengenda ne Sienta. Yeah, but Sienta is also fair. Ate Sienta, the fact that mchara we agenda okusinga okugivuga, Sienta would be a good car. Abachala ejja mwanguyira, because si mpanvu nga fielder. It's not as long, so it will be easy for her to drive. Kakati ne makerere waliyo graduation yebireta jamu wano. So don't buy a car that has accident history. Also, I normally tell you guys, obutagula mmotoka ziriko ba broker bangi. Ate kati bagenda bayiga obukodyo nti tukyagula mmotoka ziriko ba broker bangi. Kati basooka ne beekweka bavaayo mutuusa okusasula. Bw'ogulanga emmoroka, bw'ogendanga okulambula emmoroka ng'abantu 5 bagituulamu emabega, emmoroka togisasula. Gwe manya nti eyingiddemu miliyoni nga 2 nga z'aba brokers. Okitegeera. And I'm sure you don't want to buy a car that has a lot of broker fees. Okitegeera. You don't want to buy a car that has a lot of broker fees. Nti emmotoka eriko ba broker abangi bagenda gikuseera kuba buli broker ajja kwagala alyeko 10. Bwe baba broker 10 weesange nga Volvo yiyo. Volvo is, by the way, the safest car. Volvo is the safest car like ever. Era ne ratings zona zikulaga Volvo is safer than whatever Mercedes-Benz is safe, but Volvo is safer. Nze neewunya lwaki ba MP baffe tebagula zi Volvo ezo ne basigala nga bavuga Land Cruisers, probably because of maintenance. Kubanga era si nnyangu za ku maintaininga. They are safer than these hard bodies. This man Nissan is right. The Nissan hard body is not really a hard body. Hard body is just a brand. Yeah. So togula moroka erimu kigo, togula moroka eriko ba broker bangi bagenda kubba Lexus yiyo. That's kati golaba Lexus eyo teyina njawulo ne kawundo sicho, but that one is much more comfortable than the kawundo. Okitegeera, because that is luxury. You bagikola for luxury. Bagikola for luxury and it's much more comfortable than the kawundo. Nojja zisanga wakupi zinywa kyekimu. Okitegeera. Naye nga this one has more comfort. Emmoroka endala zisaagala ogule. Now, if you're a young person, oli muvubuka, in your 30s, in your 20s, nga tonnaba kufuna sente, you don't have passive income nga jeke gyatule okwogerako wano. But brokers baba tekiggwa. Even we are building much. When we are building materials are sold olemwa. Yeah. Bw'oba oli muvubuka, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, tonnafuna eri passive income enkanga. Avoid waliwo ki Land Rover. That must be a UK thing. Avoid avoid buying German cars, okay? Ezo simanya Volkswagen, Mercedes Benz, BMW. Okitegeera. Avoid buying the rare cars. Avoid buying the rare cars. Rare cars are rare for a reason. It's not by accident that from the time we started driving, we have seen one Mazda. Of course, Mazda is a Japanese brand. But it's not by accident that we to Akaraba Kamu. It's not by accident that Okwaito Atanso Kuvuga Guara Benz in Emu. Sokati. Okujja Kongo oli muntu wa malala, ate amalala gakulembera ekigo. Bw'oba oli muvubuka and you're still looking for money, you're still trying to make life better for yourself, avoid buying those rare cars. I'll give you an example. Everyone in the market is driving Hiace for taxis. The Toyota Hiace. Ngogenda ogula Nissan Caravan. Bojokolechi ogole taxi. When you think everyone else that is driving the Chigege has never considered buying the Nissan Caravan, ntera gwe mugeze nnyo. Gwasinga okumanya ebyemmotoka, gwasinga okumanya okusevinga, oli okugenda ogule Nissan Caravan. Sometimes we are sharper than the majority, and it's a good thing to not move with the bandwagon. But it's also a good thing for you to ask yourself, why a majority of people driving, for example, the Toyota Hiace instead of the Nissan Caravan? Once you get that answer, and the answer is not that the Nissan Caravan is just expensive to buy or maintain, then you go back to the Hiace. Because I saw a person yagula Nissan Caravan start to suggest kole Chigege ezivuga yemyezi ebiri zonna ne zifa. Neyesanga nga alina okuzitunda mu bwasatu bwazo zonna baazigula ng'asobola okugulamu Chigege emu enkadde. Okitegeera? So you need to ask yourself, Kenya is saying Toyota is the way to go. Go And consumer reviews I shared last time, everyone is saying Toyota is the most reliable car. The second brand that is luxurious is not a Mercedes-Benz, it's a Lexus, also a Toyota brand. Ontegeera kati gwe ng'oveeri ng'ogamba nze nvuga Germany gwe gwani asinga ensi yonna yonna obugezi okitegeera mugwovuga Germany ejja kwavuwaza. And trust me, some of these people tebamanya nti Germany emuzzabuza mabega ebiseera ebimu okitegeera, because some people don't do the math of how much money they are spending on their cars okuzikuumanga namu. Abo abantu abamu, some people you ask them emmotoka yo gispendingako sente mmeka omwaka nga tamanyi, naye ng'emmotoka asobola bagisaamu miliyoni 12 every year okitegeera, naye nga yeekaza olw'okuba yavuga dda golf kati bamulaba mutya ng'avuga ka VTs okitegeera, amalala gakulembera ekigo. The only reason you should buy a German car is if it's number 2 or number 3. Ng'olinayo ka Toyota ko bw'oba oli muvubuka ng'okyetetenkanya. Abatetetenkanya it's okay, eyo point si yammwe. But if you're a young person nga Arthur, wakati young person akomye emyaka 35 nze sinnagiweza njali young person, oba wetta I'm a young person. Young person according to the laws akomye emyaka 35. Ulaba ne Minister Kiwanda baali bamuyita young person. Nekiwalaata ekyo naye young person. Anyway, bw'oba ng'okyetetenkanya ne bw'oba toli young person, ne bw'oba myaka 5 naye ng'okyetetenkanya, emmotoka z'aba Germany ziveeko, va ku Nissan, va ku Mitsubishi, okay? Va ku Mitsubishi, sigala ku Toyota. Toyota ye mmoloka emanyi ennaku, ate ne mu Toyota mulimu emmoloka ezitamanyi ennaku. Zinuwa Vox tezimanyi ennaku, zinuwa new model tezimanyi ennaku okitegeera. Bino byovuga emmoloka n'oyisaako ka service ennaku 2 ogenda kukyawa abamakanika because bajja gisumulula ate balema okutereeza okitegeera. So amalala go tugaveeko, bw'ojjewa Arthur n'omugamba mbali yalagula nuwa new model n'akubuulira nuwa new model what the conditions will be with it, ng'olaba tozisobole teweepampalika gamba nti Arthur tamanyi gyayogerako. Arthur, do you know that nowadays guys in 20s, 30s and 40s have more money than those in their 50s? Munange, surprisingly, yes. I think, Brian, what happens is that abasajja bedda tebalina, they are cash poor, but they used to be asset rich until they started selling their assets, because kati batandika okutunda ebintu byabwe babeere ne sente, ate ne sente bamanyi kyazikozesa, because the investment terrain these days eri different. Si yedda ebintu byedda omusajja omugagga yabanga n'akaduuka omugagga okitegeera, naye kati ennaku zino omwana abeerawo nga talina dduuka nga talina ki, naye ng'alina sente ze, abaana bakolera nawaka tebakyagenda na mu ttawuni. Edda abasajja bedda engeri yokka ekola sente yali nga yagenda mu ttawuni, gendako mu kibuga, naye kakati abaana basigala waka ne bakola sente okitegeera. I know like 4 of my followers that have very high-end cars nga bazigula bbeeyi naye nga they don't get out of their homes okitegeera, ng'abeera waka waakolera ku kompyuta ye. These days abaana balina sente ate bazikolera nawaka. Naye kakati ono apaakinze bwempaakinga nga ngula jibu wange naggala nawe. Yona alina amazzi. Yeah, sorry. Sokola oba biwezamu ebicupa ne bw'aba alinamu kimu kiwezo kibula. So ennaku zino by the way ku mirimu tebakyafumba mazzi, tugula gano amazzi ga Jibwe ag'akataapu. A liter, 20 liters bazitunda ennusu kasanvu. 20 liters. kati nze alina a group of people. I think I buy 20 liters every 2 days. Yeah, but it's still very okay because it's good water. Tebagenda kufuna bagita food poisoning and all. Yeah. Anyway, abavuka b'ennaku zino Brian kyayogedde kituufu. Abavuka b'ennaku zino balina ssente amalala gakulembera ekigo. Amalala go gakulembera ekigo. Muve ku Germany, muve ku Nissan, muve ku Mitsubishi. Subaru ennaku zino kale abazikanika gye bali, but still woba okyetetenkanya nnyo Subaru gireke. Subaru si ya layisi. Okitegeera, Subaru si ya layisi kukanika. Subaru ya beeyimu bw'oba otandika okulowooza enkanika yaayo. Subaru ya beeyimu okugikanika. Teringa Toyota. Of course ne Toyota ennaku zino takyali ya layisi, spare naye wa beeyimu because buli kimu kya beeyi kati. Naye ate Subaru yo ya beeyi nnyo okusinga ku Toyota. So yeetaaga omuntu nga olinamu kasente akawerako. I've told you time and again this the experience of one of my friends eyagula cross sport nemulema yamulema mu myezi ng'ena n'agikola bata. Okitegeera ne bamwaya akasubaru kali aka. Ate kati ezo Subaru ezo model empya abantu abamu bazigula tebamanyi, bazigula for the trend of it. Okitegeera. Ngolese ecupa emu ayinako emu kati eyokubiri tugenda gigulawo. Don't buy the rare cars. It's not by accident that those cars are rare. Bw'oba ogenda kugula emmoroka, okitegeera, gula emmoroka eri common naddala ng'okyeyiiya. If you're going to buy a car, ng'olaba the parcels are common, okitegeera, nga you're not yet rich, buy a parcel. Okitegeera. Buy a parcel. Gutogenda nga the parcels are everywhere on the road and they are reliable because omoroko bo parcel bulaba. The only trouble with them is that the engines are soft. Engine zaabwo ziri very soft. Uli yagano tukuza akamoroka kakyaliwo ajagitunda wa izo sente ze. But hey guys, by the way, bobo ine moroka ng'ogitunda. I will tell you one thing. Omuntu asooka wajja nakugamba nkuwa sente bweziti, majority from experience by the way, because nzitunzeeko, omuntu asooka wajja nakugamba ngenda kuwa sente bweziti tezitera kusuuka. Emmotoka yo ne bweba nnungi etya ne bwebere. Era omuntu asooka wajja nakugamba gobadde otunda miliyoni 6 najja nakugamba ngenda kuwa miliyoni 5. Bw'akuwa miliyoni 5 n'omugoba addako bw'akuwa 5 ekitundu zikwate. That's just how things have been working. Tekiriiko nti oba olikaaba kuloga oba oliko ki. The value of cars tuzimanyi. Kati waliwo omuntu awo yali atukuza akamotoka jja ntumwe miliyoni 6 bw'atunda 7 kitundu agenda weza nako myezi 4 kati. Naye nga mazima emyezi 4 nze wemba ntunda emmoroka nga njitunda emyezi 4 ebyokugitunda mbivaako because kati abebege enkutti emmoroka etuuka nekwata. Okitegeera. Don't buy the rare cars. Ekirala ekigenda okusembayo kati tuze wandegera ku bitaala. Abosibe bagambye abaleekaana baagala okugoba mu kibuga. By the way guys, have you seen Haji Musa Kasule Mall? Akana akazimba akapya emmoroka nabika bulungi. Ewali enkoko ya TV mugijjukira bagaayi. Yiyo Bluetech. Kati omwana ava eri olw'okuba akubyeyo kidiiru kye ne bamuyingiza Bluetech. Okitegeera n'eryoka eryoli nga waliwo RAV4 nayo eri SUV. naye n'agula buluteke olw'okuba akubye ekidiiri oba muzeeyi we afudde bamusikiza asikidde eka 10 ez'ettaka n'azitunda miliyoni 7 najja n'agulako kibuluteke kya miliyoni 8 okitegeera ate naddala mwe bagaya abakuba biddiirwe n'okuba kidiiri n'ogamba life is too short kanvuga benzi okitegeera olina okubyewala as much as possible ez'emmoloka ezo ziri kuba bisuula wakati ebuluteke ojja gigula miliyoni 8 ogivuga otuuka oggwemu otuuka ogituna nga buli omwaka wa 15 2 okitegeera and because tomanyi na market yazo weeri there is a friend of mine who is a broker abeera n'ebintu ebyebbeeyi naye mu ssaako ze talinaamu bantu ba bbeeyi kati ayinza okuba leetaka nga lya biliyoni 3 n'aliteeka ku status ye namubuuza naye gwe mikwano gy'abalaba status olinamu abantu abalina biliyoni emu olyoka otekeko ebintu ebyebiliyoni nti bayinza oba bamanyi kakati mikwano gy'olinayo gw'omanyi alina gw'amanyi ng'alina biliyoni 2 ku akawunti nga naye talina gw'amanyi okitegeera. That's why we need to make friends by the hour balinamu ku kasente. Ekisembayo bw'oba ogenda kugula emmoloka z'otalina kugula essaawa eno according to the analysis I've made mulina ebbanga lino togula mmotoka nkadde nnyo ne bw'oba nga budget yo ntono at least keep the money ogumiikirize ogule emmotoka empyapyapyamu. Musimanya ngule emmoloka omwaka 1993 okujjako ng'olina sente zo ng'okimanyi yo buying vintage nti ogula mmoloka project ka yakutereka awo oli gitunda mu myaka egirijja mu maaso eyo. I've been asking questions, but just know I got Hilux under your advices. You people just know inspection is important because we saw like 16 Hiluxes before getting a good one on the 3rd day. Good. Inspection is very, very important. I'm glad you got a good one. Okitegeera. So kati kyolina okumanya kiri kimu emmoloka ezo enkadde 1992 kati emmoloka ya 1992 ebeera eri 30 years old. Okitegeera emmoloka ey'emyaka 3 ddala gw'ogyagazaaki ng'okyetetenkanya. Okitegeera emmoloka ez'emyaka 3 muzirekera abasajja abalinamu ku kasente ng'agenda kitereka awo because kati ani agenda okiggulako. Okitegeera I can show you here kali akamoloka okalaba ku kakikumi kakadde kalinga 1996 wano tubalina 1992 naye nga nayo 1996 essaawa eno I tell you 1996 eyo nayo kati sikugamba gigula. I would not advise you to buy because you're going to buy that car kati eyo giraba UAL 10 agenda kugaba miliyoni 8 naye nga ku miliyoni 9 osobola okufuna Mark 2 eya VVTI ngejja kunyona bulungi okusinga eyo ngejja kuba comfortable okusinga eyo. Okitegeera kuba miliyoni 9 ofuna Mark 2 grand. Okitegeera so eyo emmoloka siku advising agigula ku miliyoni 9 ng'osobola okufuna visit eya VVTI ku miliyoni 9 ng'osobola okufuna VVTI. Okitegeera eyo 5 years from now bajja kubanga okugigula nalwo lutalo. Okitegeera kyenkugamba. So you need to be very keen when you're buying obutagula mmoloka ezo nkadde zisala ejja kusaza sente ejja kusala sente zo ekufiirize. Okitegeera I remember this every time. You told us nobody cares about whether you drive a small car or a cheap one. Nobody cares, by the way. Nobody cares. Bw'oba ogenda okugula emmoloka serving the purpose. Bw'oba nga your main goal is to save fuel, which I know majority of you guys when you're buying cars, kati the biggest reason why you want to buy a car is you want to buy a car to move, to be safe, or to some safety, je tuyita safety level. Zisagala kusuka 2,500. Ideally, you should not actually go below 2005. Naye kati oyinza obutasobola. Kati tubale 2001 essaawa eno. For good morning JK. For the people that have a small budget, let's count 2001. 2001 is okay. Because nemu primo old model na mulimu 2001 okitegeera ne muzino kati Corolla yange eno 2001 osobola okufuna Spacio new model nga 2002 osobola okufuna ate oba ne Kasimo wa Mercedes Benz naye yatugamba if you're buying a Mercedes Benz don't buy a Mercedes Benz that is below 2001 model nti spare takyalabika. The same thing applies to Toyotas. Ojja gigula nga spare taliyo kyekintu ekyangoba ku ddudu banaye eddudu eri comfortable temanyi nnuuwa naye nga spare y'omuntu oyinza omunoonya agenda mundeeba n'ogenda mundeeba nga naye taliyo okitegeera, which is why kati akale kakalinga 2004 2005 akaspacio kati eri fielder gye nakulaze Emma, that fielder is like a 2001 2002 2003 yemu ne moroka yange okitegeera. So kati ideally bw'oba ogula ya mata ogenda funa ipsam ya 2000 model okitegeera. Ate nsigala mbagamba kati mata agula ipsam eyo ya business, don't buy a car etali ya VVTI nga si ya business because tegenda kuyambako kwa upgradinga. Eyo nuwa mugiraba si masanyalaze eri quite reliable. Ekizibu kyayo kiri kimu braking system ndayira bakuyitambula abantu bavuga emmoroka bannange kira gutambula guzina kati akakamoroka ako kalaba bajja kagamba miliyoni nyaka aka driving school nikati akakamoroka kwate miliyoni nyo ziteke mwaka akamoroka kwani anazikuwa ojja tukukatunanga byo mwaka wa miliyoni emu because nobody wants it. Era nga bakagula bakuyamba buyambi aka Spacio and Wish, which one is the best? Now Wish has more power. Spacio is smaller. Okitegeera Spacio 7-seater naye it doesn't have as much power as the Wish because the Spacio gyoyinza okufuna ya engine naye aliko mu 8. Then ekirala Spacio the Wish has more space. So if you're still buying the car for business, the Wish would be better. Ate kati bwoba ogenda gigula for shuttle, you need to buy a 2000cc Wish, not a 1.8 because 1.8 ejasigala ekunywanga 2.0 ate nga tekuwa maanyi ga 2.0 okitegeera. So ideally bwoba ogenda kugula emmoroka tokka wansi wa 2001 essaawa eno okitegeera because neziri emmoroka kati ziri emmoroka enkadde buli bwetomera nga bagitema buli bwetomera nga bagitema zigenda tuuka ekiseera nga tezikyaliko ku kkubo zigenda tuuka nga tezikyaliko ku kkubo okitegeera ekyo beera nga okimanyi kati gwe Regius eyo tuli maaso ogiraba okyaziraba mmeka ku kkubo kati kuliko Alfads kati gwe bw'ogamba nti njagala gula vaani n'ogenda ogula ekiregias ekyo kijja kutuulamu naawe okiwulire okitegeera kijja kutuulamu naawe okiwulire. So ideally when you're buying a car gula emmoroka ng'eri 2001 ate nga bw'oba ogula naddala ezo vaani try and avoid those cars that have EFI engines. Okitegeera abantu bagenda bavaayo olaba ne drone zenyini za VVTI kati okitegeera kati webanga abataxi bagenze bava mu zi VVTI mu zi EFI neziri diesel ziri common kati nga bavuga VVTI kati gwe what makes you believe nti gwe onogula kiregias kyo olwo ogenda kweyagala okubasinga okitegeera temugula technology mukadde temugula myaka mikadde okujjako ng'emmoroka okimanyi egenda kuba ekola mirimu ng'ejja kuyambako to upgrade to buy a newer technology car oba a newer version of that very car. Kati Regius yeetaaga ggula ng'egenda somba biwata okitegeera kuba ne mu school van ejja kusala kinywa naddala ekya petrol. Actually ekya petrol oyinza okisanga ekyo kirabe nga kiri ku miliyoni nga 5 because kiba kinywa kiba si 3,000. The Mark II Grand is very reliable, guys. Mbadde nkibagamba time and again. The Mark II Grand is a very reliable car. Gula, it's the alternative to the Alteza. Mark II Grand alternative ya Alteza. osobola ogifunako miliyoni 9 miliyoni 10 12 13 saali agadde ogisuse miliyoni 13 because past that 5 years from now gogenda giguzaani sente eziwera ezo okitegeera. So ideally I would recommend nti bwoba ogenda kugula Mark 2 grand gigule miliyoni nga 10 kale. But I told you a story of someone gwe twagenda naye mukatale ne bagimuseera na saving ezange because namuddiza sente ze naye ate ne bamubbira wali okitegeera. So it's but the Mark 2 grand motoka toyina kyogenda kanika kyamaanyi. The only disadvantage is that it's a rear wheel drive sikira mabega, so from time to time ejja kubeeseerera okitegeera bwotuuka mu buseerezi. But bw'oyiga ogivuga, there are people that have learned how to drive those cars nga temuseerera nako. Nze navugako ku Mark 2 naye nga tenseererako okitegeera, nga tenseererako. So ideally just buy and it's a very comfortable car, ate edduka ate eggumira ku kkubo okitegeera. The thing with all those rear wheel drive cars ebiseera ebisinga kyobola ne Subaru ezisinga zisikira mabega ziggumira ku kkubo okitegeera, ate tefa yingini. Bannanga omuntu alita yingini ya Mark 2 aliba musi oba aliba nakisiraani. Omuntu kasitaba nga asobola okutta yingini ya Mark 2 ndowooza aba aliko ekimugoberera kubeza emmotoka yingini tezifa. But bw'oba ogula Mark 2 make sure you buy a car that has a Beams 2000 engine. Waliwo ne Mark 2 ezirina V6 by the way. Bejja kunywa bubi nnyo ekutamu okitegeera. Awo aguze Mark X ate aba akusinga. So I think I've said what I have to say today. Ate Kenneth comment or delete nze yaki. Temudelitinga comment ziyambako abantu abalaba video zino later on zibayambirako ddala. Yesterday someone commented and he said that before they go to bed with his wife they watch the videos. That humbled me. Yeah. So thank you very much guys for being part of this broadcast. Today nandigendako mu katale, nyinza okuba ngenda mu katale, I'm not yet sure because omuntu taya deposit nze kasente kulo kusimu naye yangambye ajja. So bwana abaze I'll definitely tell you what transpires in the market. Martha was number 1 today. Joseph, Emma, of course, thank you very much for reminding me again. Chris Da Vinci, Paul, October, Charles Nkugwa, Central Forex, Paul Banalia, Patrick Asiku Kanso Wafe, Clip Films, Brian, JK of course, and Rafiki, Axia Training Partners. Yes, Toyota Progress is VVTI. Yeah, Toyota Progress is VVTI. Na ye eri 924 okitegeera. That's the thing. Nti obanga kumpi avuga kawundo enywamuko kutufuta teringa. It's a VVTI. Na ye the difference with the Mark 2 is that the Mark 2 is 2.0 VVTI. That's the difference between those two cars, and probably the reason why I really recommend the Progress. But because it's VVTI, you use with a new difference here. Very comfortable, but nze recommending because nobody actually wants to buy a compound. It's very rare to find someone saying I want to buy a Progress. It's very rare. So kitegeeza gwe n'ogivugamu n'otuuka akaseera ng'oyagala ogitunda, oyinza onoonya agigula n'akugula n'otandika okutunda nga by'otunda otunda butakola loss. Totunda kola magoba, otunda butakola loss. Bannange ensala ya at least akakadde kamu ereme kunsala nnyo okitegeera ng'ogiraba maaso awo eyinza okusala miliyoni 2. Is today public holiday?
Jana lumu. Jana lumu.
Who is Jana? Today is Jana Numu Day.
Riga igundu kuyata mimi.
So apparently today is a public holiday. In the calendar yange ebadde tendaga nti today is a public holiday. But today is a public holiday. Anti ndabye nga the parking lot is okay. The parking lot is empty. Abantu tebagize. Yeah. So I think olwaleero nkikavalinze. Tomorrow is question Friday, guys. Abali mu Kamoli, I don't take you for granted. Oyinza okulaba nga nsoma amanya g'abantu aba engage nze nolowooza gwe I take you for granted. I don't take you for granted. Yeah, it really means a lot that you take your time, you take your data, know about this video. Even the person that is watching it later, I don't take the fact that you download this video and watch it for granted. The people that recommend me for business, I don't take it for granted. Don't forget, I do pre-purchase inspection. I help you avoid making the trouble or making the mistake of buying a bad car, getting a bad offer, spoiling money. Yeah. And I come with a mechanic. Kumitwala anagoka. Wekuli sente zitutambuza okulaba emmoloka zonna zonna zetuba tugenda olaba mu katale. I recommend that you get your cars. Ofune emmoloka zo nga mukaaga oba musanvu ffe tujje tuyambeko okukebera to check them out. Naye bw'oba toyinira tukuyambako ne tuzifuna. Netufuna options zonoolabako and then we choose the best together with you. Wakitegeera. Yeah, and then I sell tracking devices, 350 and 450 depending on what the tracking device will do. I also sell car alarms at 250,000 only. But apart from that, also I'm a marketer, full-time marketer. I'm very efficient at that. Nkuyambako business yo weba tekwata yo bulungi olaba nga you have the capital buli kimora bakyali badde kikola abantu bali badde bagulako nenga abantu bagulako as much as you think they should. Yeah, then I help you to make sure that we have a good marketing strategy that will get people consistently. Omanyi notabanga ono guy bali bamwita batya Kalaso Kokoliroko nga Kalaso Kokoliroko yabeerangawo nga netumumanya for like 6 months bwetwamala netumuerabira. So you don't want your business to be Kalaso Kokoliroko. You want people to constantly come and buy and buy and buy and buy and remember you all the time. That's the strategy that I normally help people and businesses put in play. Yeah, but anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Question Friday. Come up with all your questions. Abantu ababeera wana engaging ababa ne answers. Bwe buli kyolowooza nti it's a challenge, buli kyolowooza nti it's a problem, it's actually not a problem. Someone has been there before. They have solved that challenge. They have found solutions to those problems. They have probably been through what you've been through. If you have a business that you want to start and you don't know whether to start it now, how to start it, probably someone has been there. So you come with all your questions and you will get answers not from me only, but the people that engage here have all the answers and they will help you. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice day. Ciao.